Once there was this channel who wanted to write a song but didn't plan it out, so he just started singing the words that popped right into his head. He couldn't quite explain it, it always just sucked hard.
The way it treated me too many times before. Don't you know you love them, baby, too? Oh, you know I want you there, I wanna be right there with you. I know I gotta keep you by my side till the day I die. 'Cause baby, ecstasy is in my hand. Oh, when I'm holding yours in mine and walking in the sand. Oh, baby, you know it's fine. Oh, now you done and piss me off. You ain't done something you shouldn't have done. Baby, I'm mad. I'm going on. Oh, I'm going on.
Then there was this dude who wanted to be president but had to turn to Russia because no one really respected him. They just like to see him say you're fired. And Putin helped him steal the United States election. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Good evening, even. Maybe it is even the evening. What's so even about the evening, anyways? It always seemed a bit odd to me. Whatever it is, wherever you are, whoever you are, if that is your real name, or who knows. Go back to Whoville, or thanks for watching, or happy birthday, or something. Merry Christmas. Welcome back to the Lost Begotten channel. I am your spastic host, the Lost Begotten. And today I'm feeling especially spastic because my throat still hurts. And I don't feel good. And I still got to do this race thing here because it's there and I'm doing it. So, yeah. And that's okay, because Trump's going to jail. Like, a lot. He's going to jail a lot. He's going to jail. Like, he's going to a jail inside of a fucking jail. Trump is going to jail, son. Going to jail! He will not pass go. He will not collect $200. I'd say he's collected enough off of fucking emoluments. Hi there, Mr. Conway. How are you doing today? So, the point in time that I have been pining, just fucking pining. Shit is that? I've just been ranting and raving about it several times. Like, the motherfucker said, Russia, would you please hack Hillary Clinton, basically, from the fucking stump. That was the day of the Democratic primary debates. Wasn't it? He has a press conference just trying to reduce the attention that the Democrats are getting, right? And he goes and asks for Russia to find Hillary's emails. Oh, was I funny? Did I cheer you up? I like it when I'm actually successfully funny instead of just a complete fucking moron. I mean, you know, either way is satisfactory, but if I actually manage to make people laugh, good for me. I feel like I've accomplished something, like, genuine to myself. But yeah, so this time period in which Trump had, you know, called for Russia to hack his fucking political opponent, basically colluded from the stump. If you were following this channel, it wasn't a surprise to you. It was just like, oh, this motherfucker here. It's so obvious he is what this channel, what I, had been saying. But unfortunately, if you watched MSNBC, David Pakman Show, Young Turks, Fox News, Real News Now, RT, CNN. Pick a source. When Trump said that, it was a surprise. To everybody else but my subscribers. Just fucking think of that. That's painful to me. That's fucking painful. Painfully obvious. Yeah, that's what Trump was. He was painfully fucking obvious. And people actually let him and quoted him as saying it was just a joke. And they didn't at the time point out, oh yeah, but your campaign manager and half your fucking crew has ties to Russia. So you asking them to hack your fucking opponent can't be construed as a joke. You're too connected to these people that you're supposedly just joking around. How many mobsters have said that, Hey, somebody should kill that guy. Oh, I was just joking. I don't know why he wound up dead. Manafort was still the campaign manager when he said that shit. Carter Page and Papadopoulos, all those people, they were still all around. Oliver Stone and WikiLeaks, Guccifer 2.0, all that was going on behind the scenes. And they're meeting with the fucking Russians. Sessions is meeting with the Russians. Page is meeting with the Russians, all in the same time period. And then he goes and asks, Russia, will you hack my political opponents? And now, apparently, supposedly, the Mueller investigation is narrowing in on this. And they really have been kind of bridging some tactical positions around it for quite some time. With Carter Page, Papadopoulos, Manafort, and Gates, and then Mike Flynn, if debriefed, would be able to come clean on all kinds of shit because he'd be de-propagandized. I just hope that they've managed to completely de-propagandize him without my help. Hold on, my wife is calling. Okay. So my wife was calling. about some stuff. We're still trying to get the fucking house. To get a house. Some kind of house. Thank you to YouTube for making that next to impossible by defrauding me of several thousands of dollars at this point. Let's face it. By my second year, based on quality content, trending, that kind of thing, my channel should have made about $5,600 in its second year, even with the ad boycott bullshit going on. Another thing I want to say about YouTube right quick. The FBI needs to have the balls to really investigate what's going on with YouTube, and I really hope they don't still need me to tell them what to look for. Because I have, over and over and over again. You know? So painfully fucking obvious is what it is. But something else interesting. Anybody actually feel like they're getting compensated for the YouTube Red viewership? You know, supposedly ads don't play for these people, so we're supposed to be getting compensated based on the watch time on our channels. Anybody feel like they're actually getting that? Or has it been since YouTube Red came out, everybody on YouTube just stopped getting fucking paid what they used to make? I'm not the only one. I just got it the worst of everyone because of the content on this channel, because of what I discuss. Most people don't want to tell you about all the underlying issues that are connected to Russia because they're part of it. Whether they even know it or not. There's some things about the truth that get too close to them and they get uncomfortable. Anyways, Trump's going to jail. Trump is going to fucking jail. So we are now almost at the 6-hour mark. Literally just short shift and fuck off at this point. Understand this though, I don't think just the collusion about Hillary's email is going to be the end of it. And I don't think that's where they started. The fact of the matter is, when Trump would threaten to send his Twitter army after people, he was talking about mostly Russians. So he was intimidating American politicians and American media people, like reporters, news reporters, with the help of Russian hackers and trolls. Not just colluding, but colluding to intimidate. Massive, area-wide intimidation. Demographic-wide intimidation. Not just Democrats. They weren't just trying to intimidate Democrats. They were intimidating other Republicans. That's racketeering. And if you think racketeering has nothing to do with elections, you've never imagined a mobster running for political office? Well, a mobster just ran for president. And racketeering is how he got in. And that means, on top of the treason, on top of the fact that Russia interfered, the fact that he was guilty of racketeering, often from the fucking stump, means not only is he illegitimate, but he belongs in prison. And so do a lot of the fucking people who helped him. A lot of them. And you gotta remember, Mueller investigated 9/11, which means he might have already been investigating Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump was poking his nose around the fucking crime scene. And, civilian, public figure or not, known person or not, the fact of the matter is, he had been investigated for ties to the mafia before that. He had been investigated for ties to the mafia, and then his friend Larry Silverstein makes a bid and fucking gets the lease on the Trade Center. Mueller was investigating that. You don't think Donald Trump's name rings a bell? You don't think Larry Silverstein's connection to Donald Trump rings a bell? This is big shit, man. People are going down for this. People are going the fuck down. And very likely, World War III is inevitable over this. Understand that. World War III is fucking inevitable. Putin sure as hell thinks so. And it's about time we start acting like we're prepared to defend ourselves. We start talking like fucking accusing people of being warmongers just for telling the truth about what Russia's doing. Do you know how fucking weak that makes us look? Do you know how fucking much that entices them? Oh, we ought to just fucking destroy them. They're that scared of us? That's what that does when Republicans sit there and say that Democrats are being fucking warmongers for wanting to hold Russia accountable. Well, nothing could make Putin happier. I don't see how Robert Mueller could avoid knowing the connection between Donald Trump and 9/11. And frankly, at this point, the United States intelligence services should be well aware of the connections between Russia and international terrorism. Now, there's also the connection between Alex Jones and Russia and Alex Jones and Donald Trump. And the connection revolves around, to a large extent, the counterintelligence psychological operation of making people think that 9/11 was an inside job. Robert Mueller is aware of these things. He knows who Alex Jones is. He knows that Donald Trump has been frequently a guest of Alex Jones and has frequently talked to Alex Jones. He knows that Alex Jones and people like him are affiliated and are basically cutouts of Russian intelligence. Yeah, there's political parties out there who've been funded by fucking Russia for decades. I mean, that's why the Irish Republican Army and all that split fucking happened. Because of propaganda schisms caused between whatever indigenous people in the Catholic Church. A lot of the time it's done intragovernmentally between an outlying territory and its parent state, if you will, by having either propagandized officials or agents elected as officials in the parent state and in the client state. They can cause a division in the client state. They can cause a division in the parent state. They can cause all the different territories to get chopped up. From Brexit to Scottsit or whatever. the Troubles. So you got to think back on how stupid, as far as just general awareness, we were, Westerners. And really try to grasp how much more aware and interconnected and intercommunicative the Kremlin and its operatives were at the time. They really knew enough to control our knowledge base. And they really have for a long time, a long, long time. I mean, for about 500 years. As long as there's been a destroyed Europe that continues to destroy itself. I mean, it didn't stop with the fucking, the Ottoman onslaught. There was Napoleon, and there was fucking Hitler, and, it's just been over and over again. Europe's just been in ashes. Yeah, it's all kind of in NATO's hands now, isn't it? Okay. I'm gonna go full screen here. And where's the black rectangle? There's the black rectangle. Chat's bigger. Nothing fancy. Now you can see two messages at once. Oh. Shit. What do I do? I wish I could mark the background image as the background image. Like you gotta do like mouse selection on these different little things I have on the screen. Ooh, it says lock position. There we go. Lock position. Yeah, the selector isn't grabbing it now. Okay, so that one little thing that's barely been in any trouble, I finally figured out how to fix. Yay! I'm really fucking sick of Fox News. I'm really sick of how just lazy they are. Just they're just fucking such traitors. Like, there is perfectly interesting shit relevant to conservatism that they could be reporting on. I know, I've been reporting on it. Imagine if Fox News was talking about fucking Russia's connections to Benghazi and Benghazi's connections to the IRA. Gaddafi's connections to the IRA. They're busy talking shit about Obama instead of talking about how Obama just found out that the Russians have been supplying the Iraqi fucking Al-Qaeda separatist insurgency through Assad in Syria. Assad had leverage, man. Nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. Obama made that fucking red line thing, and then Baghdad started fucking blowing up left and right. That's when some of the first bombings in Mosul happened. I was like, oh shit, Mosul? And then Mosul fucking fell a year later. A couple years later. You know, next time the Russians needed cover for something. And like, dude, the Horde conspiracy? How would that not get ratings? Please, somebody comment and tell me. The fact that liberal educators, okay, get this, the fact that liberal educators have basically failed to teach us a basic perspective on the reality that we live in, to such an extent that there was a massive onslaught happening from the East, invading Europe, all the way up until the point where people started exploring the Americas. But it's never mentioned as a possible cause. It's never mentioned at all. But I would think that Fox News and its viewership would be interested in things like that, and things like Russian tanks in North Korean parades, Russian APCs. I mean, they have Russian insignias, they have Russian seals, they have Russian fucking serial numbers written in fucking regular numbers. They don't use those kind of numbers in that country. For fuck's sake. Fox News could be doing legitimate work for conservatism, but they don't. They're busy trying to brainwash people like Chuck Grassley into being completely fucking useless. And he's got to just keep on sucking that nipple, knowing that it comes from Putin, because he's got some fucking Russian funding hidden somewhere, doesn't he? Chuck fucking Snake in the Grassley. Meanwhile, back in Moscow, this is what they think of fucking Fox News and its viewers. And, well, the amount of shit that we spend on the military means damn near nothing to them. You think we're going up another civilization that is similar to our own in some way? You need to understand that this civilization is completely alien to us. It's more like Zion versus the Sentinels in the Matrix movie. No matter what we do, they will have a plan to destroy every man, woman, and child. They already do. We have plans here and there to defend this and that, to attack this and that, and disable this and that. They have a comprehensive plan on how to completely annihilate us. And it's been moving forward for decades. Now you see, there's a lot of people who came from Russia. And they don't know whether they were propagandized, they don't know whether or not they're being followed. Some of them think they're Russian agents, some of them know they're Russian agents, or they think they're Russian agents. But none of them seem to understand. Whether or not you were told you're a Russian agent, or whether you are allowed to escape thinking certain things, the fact of the matter is, for one reason or another, they didn't fucking want you. You're nothing but a janissary to them. You are a Slav. Even Donald Trump just sent out to be a pawn. And when the pawn gets taken, the king laughs and another pawn moves in its place. And it doesn't matter to the king if all the pawns die, as long as the board is taken. And history shows that the most powerful, insidious, and effective plans are that depraved. You send in your spies, and then you kill everyone, spies included. You send in your immigrants to destabilize things, and then when you invade, you exterminate those fucking people. Because why? Because they fucking know too much. And you don't want history to remember your tactics. And guess what? Here we are 100 years later, and history has no idea what's in store for the future. But I do. Sucks to be me. All the reasons why you might think it isn't about to happen, those are clear signs to me that it is. And the only thing that could possibly stop it is the revival that I've been trying to start. A revival of repentance. And of a new relationship between God and man. Yeah, just as I thought. We're not getting that fucking house. At least not with that lender, that's for sure. Great thing about Hondas for track use, when you don't use VTEC killer cams, of course, that VTEC really gives you the ability to stay in third as long as you fucking want. Like, unless you're trying to get a realignment on the differential ratio, so you can get like that extra little bit of oversteer. As far as the broadness of the torque band goes, that low-end VTEC cam really has a lot more bottom end grunt, especially when you get to like my H22 or this K24 here. Yeah, if I was driving this in real life, I would totally just keep it through third through all these corners. I would not even go to second. Save the downshifts for if I really need to get around somebody. See, staying in third, especially for an endurance race, would be definitely worth it. Saving your tires a little bit. Saving your clutch. And saving a little bit of strength, too. It's been a long time since I drove a stick. That's since I worked at the Honda dealership. That was 2014. I don't count reparking my Integra. So, the fucking grass is growing up around the Integra. Speaking of Integra. And it's still too fucking wet out to cut the grass. It has been too wet out to cut grass for all of the winter. Like, just it has not been dry once for months. Ah. Yeah, that stuff. You know, I need one of them little P-tubes in my couch. I'll be right back. Alright. Yeah, see, in an actual race car, I'd probably be sweating my ass off, and I wouldn't even need to pee, so I wouldn't even need a little P-tube. But I kind of need a P-tube on my couch for doing these fucking races. But, speaking of P-tubes, it's interesting how not much has been leaked about the Trump-Russia dossier. And it does seem to me that as this progresses, it's leading to the more serious shit. And that most of the serious shit is being held in reserve to allow for Trump to further incriminate himself, for one, but also to round up people who can testify to corroborate all of the many different things that they've found. So it's like, it's really all starting to make sense towards me. It's starting to be a little bit stress relieving. Come on! You're so in the way. I just didn't feel like breaking or downshifting. I just didn't fucking feel like it. It's a fucking video game. Just run into it. It's fun. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ was not from California, man. He was from New Orleans. starting to see why I could make money delivering pizzas? I can make money delivering pizzas. All I needed was my accurate integrity. It's gonna be hot and fresh. I'm gonna waste no gas getting it there. Gotta keep your momentum up, you know? Much better than a Civic on the New Orleans city streets, too. Of course, mine was a different breed of integrity. 93. With a 1.6 liter JDM V10. This is a pretty impressive motor in this car, because with 2.4 liters, it revs 1,000, looks like 1,000 higher than the old B16As. Yeah, that's just past 9,000, isn't it? Wow. See, the Sport Shift Auto came with a 8,100 RPM rev limit, and the manuals would come with an 82 or 8,300, depending on whether it was OBD1 or 2. I think the OBD-O, there was an OBD-O B16. I think it was 83, but I'm not sure. It might have been 81. But I know my automatic sport shift from 93. It had the 82 mark ready out. On the little gauge test I came out for. I figure it had to be the right red line. Because it was for that car, for that motor, and for an automatic. I wasn't about to change out the fucking whole cluster. I just wanted my tachometer fixed, you know? I didn't want to be reading in kilometers. I used to get enough speeding tickets as it was. I didn't need to be sitting there trying to guess what the fuck speed I was going. Boy, I used to get a lot of speeding tickets. I do a little rally driving, nothing to worry about. I missed that apex twice in a row, looking at the car in front of me. Unforgivable. Just for that, I'm going to have to not run into that guy from the front of me. That's what I'll do to punish myself. I'll not run into that guy. This time. I'm bored. Ah. So let's see here. We got an hour and 16 minutes left. How about that shit? I've been broadcasting an hour and a half. So if I keep this going, this will be a 3-hour broadcast. You think they'll let me do a 3-hour broadcast, do you think that they'll crash my laptop? Battleship to the rescue. think we're going to make another installment. That is all for now. Well, I got to screw up my background rectangle thing. Where'd it go? Oh. There. Doesn't that look special? Alright, so thanks for watching. Looks like there's going to be one more of these, and then we actually get on to some interesting races, which are going to be the Le Mans and Nürburgring 24-hour endurance races. Which I don't know how many weeks that's going to take me, but I'm sure as fuck not going to do them within a couple of days. Like, it'll be like a month-long series for each of them. Because 24 fucking hours. I'd have to be getting paid. And I could do them little, you know, like the little 3 or 4 hour stints that they do. Oh, no problem. I do 3 and 4 hour road trips. That's no big thing. I used to fucking live in a car. Used to live in my Integra, actually. While delivering pizzas. Those were not good times. Pizza gets very boring. That's the only food you can afford. And it took until within 6 months, like the last 6 months out of the 3 years that I had my second Integra, was the only time that I had air conditioning in it. And my first Integra that I also lived in and delivered pizzas out of, it never had air conditioning, nor did the driver's side window roll down. That was just as bad as it sounds in the summertime in New Orleans, let me tell you. It ain't the heat, it's the humidity. No, motherfucker. It's both. But I had a sunroof, so at night I would roll down the window a little bit on the other side. The passenger side worked. There were power windows, fucking power sunroof and everything. Just the left side didn't work, and I had not yet learned enough about cars to know where to begin as far as repairing that shit. I was, just like a college girl as far as fucking working on cars went, and I was living in an '88 Integra. Maybe a college girl who was an engineering major, but still did not know shit about cars, especially compared to now. Now I save people money at the mechanics because I can fucking diagnose shit better than professional mechanics half the time. I don't need a computer, I just listen to it, tell me what it's doing. Come a long way since my first Integra. But I would sit there, parked behind the Pizza Hut, because it used to be, I think, a Tasty Donuts drive-thru. It had a drive-thru window, but we just had like boxes and shit sitting up in the drive-thru window for storage. And there was like a little corner back behind the store, and I would park right there in the bend of the corner, so that the cops passing by around that area couldn't see me parked back there. And I'd have my door cracked just a little bit open, and kind of like leaning, hanging on it, I needed it to be a little bit open, but I basically had to like lock my arm in place and sleep like that. house, and I just come up and fucking open my door, you know. I had to be my own alarm. Viper on. Viper arm. It's the buck-tooth snake. Okay. Another random Amazing Jonathan reference. I know. I'm sorry. But yeah, that, man, I would really just before I would ever, if I got my land and got my fish store opened up and actually started making a living, you know, and was the type of person to buy cars, before I bought myself a nice car, I would fix up my 93 Accord, and I would go and I would try to find the actual cars that I lost, and if not, find cars similar to them. A 93 Integra and an 88 Integra. And I want to, like, find them in bad shape, too. And restore them and make them beautiful. Because, man, look. The 93 Integra is just a nice fucking piece, okay? Inside and out, but especially on the inside. Sit in a 93 Integra 2-door and tell me that is not a cozy place to be driving from. You feel just so low and just connected. The interior, the door handles are like NSX door handles. It's great. But the 88 Integra, it's got personality. It's got pop-up headlights. And it's got a push button for your pop-up headlights that works regardless of whether or not your headlights are on. So I could be sitting outside of my coffee shop and see a friend walk by and just go voom and scare the shit out of them. They'd just be walking by, oh. Hi, Sean. Didn't see your innocuous looking little car there. It don't look like much unless you know what it is, too. It really just looked like an old 80s random car. But if you know, oh, that's an Acura. Oh, that's built by Honda. It had a little ZC motor with a little 116 horsepower. But it was low geared as fuck. I think that car probably only topped out at 115 miles an hour. Okay. The 86 Prelude I had only went like 111. It was quick down low, man. Quick down low. Like, I think it did like a 15-second quarter mile, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't like into the 14.9s or anything, but, you know, fucking 15 seconds for a 1980s 4-cylinder. That's pretty fucking respectable. But, you know, don't take that to a racetrack with a long straight and expect it to perform. Little 3 valves per cylinder just couldn't keep up at high speed. But the Integra, the 88 Integra, it did better than the Prelude did on the highway. It had a nice little 4th gear lockup clutch solenoid setup that allowed it to kind of like overdrive. So when you hit the gas, it would become like a regular automatic again, and you could, you know, decelerate. You could accelerate in 4th gear, or you could downshift in the 3rd gear, right? But once you stayed in 4th gear for a while, you'd actually feel this extra little doom, and you'd see the revs drop another 300 or 400 RPM. and that's because it had an internal lockup clutch assembly that would notoriously go out on those cars and cause the S3 light to flash. If you ever seen that error, that's because your lockup solenoids are clogged and need to be cleaned out and or changed, possibly. The polarity can't go dead on them if they stay dirty for long enough. But yeah, I wound up having to learn all about those things. Mr. Conway says most Jap cars up to the late 90s were like that. What do you mean as far as the gearing? I thought it was just the early 90s. By the time the VTEC motors came out, well, I guess you're right about other Jap cars, because I remember the Evos from the 90s and the Subarus from the 90s were only geared to like, what, 130? 140 maybe? But all the VTEC cars, since your Civic SIs came out, since the B16 came out, have been geared to 163 miles per hour. Whether or not they'll make it there is a different story. But a lot of them will do like 150, 157. Like the Type R will definitely do 157, 158. Maybe even pass 160 depending on your altitude, you know. Go up to some... Go to some low altitude with some cold air. Yeah, that thing will do 160, no problem. You'd be right at the fucking red line. But like, my 93, I did 144, and I still had plenty of fucking tack to go. And the reason why I let off was because my tire, I was on a Goodyear Eagle GT HRs, and they were rated to 144 miles an hour, or 145. But yeah, I stopped right before the limit, or right at the limit. Yeah, Toyotas have a completely different strategy the way they're built. The sway bars are weaker in the front for more comfort, and the gearing is made to be easy down low, but really very wide, middle, and long. And that's how they get their gas mileage without having superior engineering like Honda. They took forever to get their variable valve timing system. Mitsubishi fucking beat them to it. You know, come on. Toyotas are great cars for people who don't like to drive sporty. That's my opinion. And maybe your Corollas are the exception. But they unlike a Honda, Toyotas or a Mazda, Toyotas seem to discourage sporty driving. Nissan, they just discourage touching the pedals. Yeah, the Mitsubishi fucking that was shit. They tried, but yeah. Boy, they showed that fucking commercial of that new Eclipse for the VVTi, Mitsubishi Eclipse. They just showed it over and over again out here, man. They just couldn't fucking stop showing that damn commercial. Oh, yeah. The one that got cycled here as a Eagle Talon, or a, what was it, a Dodge, not Stealth, the other one. Well, there was the Dodge Stealth that was the 3000 GT. Not a reliable car, but that wasn't the engine's fault. Overdriven electrical system. But the, what was it, the 92 to 95, the smaller body, the one with the little single hump in the hood. They'd get those all-wheel drive Eagle Talon versions out here down in the South and put those things against fucking big blocks and smoke them. Alright, well anyways, I'm going to go ahead and call it a broadcast. Thanks for hanging out, Mr. Conway. Thanks for everybody else who was watching. And please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Y'all take it easy, but don't take it off.
In my heart and baby down in my soul. You, baby, you can't take it no more. No, I know I'm walking out that door the way it treated me too many times before. I know I gotta keep you by my side.